Can't find the time to declutter and get organized? Well, by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to optimize your daily routines and achieve any goal that you have. And remember, for the best advice on home organization and productivity, be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time a new video is posted. Hi, my name's Nick and I'm with The Organized Couple, and we've surveyed over 300 people asking them what is the number one thing preventing them from getting organized, and a majority of the people said that they didn't have enough time. We've decided to share with you our secret formula that we have used over and over again to do things like declutter and get organized, start a new business, travel, create new hobbies. The list goes on and on. So without further ado, let's get started and talk about how you can find the time to declutter and get organized. Now, whenever you're trying to do something that takes a lot of time, something like decluttering and organizing or starting a new business, or some big project you want to take on, it's not necessarily wrong to think that you need a lot of extra time. But the truth is, you don't need to create new time, you just need to be more intentional with the time that you already have. And what does that even mean? So simply put, the definition of being intentional is the act of doing something deliberately. It is on purpose. Basically, it means that your time was planned. And how can we do this? By doing a time audit. So let's break down this time audit into 4 simple steps. Step number 1 is make a list of all the things you do throughout the day. Now, this can be done a few different ways. One option is to just grab a piece of paper and write down everything that you do throughout the day, just thinking about your daily routine. Now, you want to think about everything you do literally from the moment you wake up until you go to bed at night. So just walk yourself through your daily routines and think about all the different things that you do. The other way you can go about this is, instead of trying to think about all the things you do, tomorrow when you wake up, just start writing down the things that you do, all the way from taking a shower and brushing your teeth to making breakfast to going to work. You really want to write down literally every single thing you do throughout the day, and you want to try to take note of how much time you spend doing it. Now, you don't need to get too detailed. You don't need to say, like, I spent 5 minutes writing an email. You can just say, I was working, and how much time you spent working, this kind of stuff, right? But I will say, the more information you give yourself now while you're making this list, the easier it's going to be for you later to make optimizations. So it's up to you to figure out how much details you really want to give. I would just stick with the basics. It took me 20 minutes to get ready in the morning, 20 minutes to eat breakfast, an hour on average a day replying to emails, that kind of stuff, right? And I know it can sometimes be difficult to monitor what you're actually spending your time on when it comes to devices like computers, phones, tablets. And so a pro tip I have for you is to check your screen time. I'll put some links down in the description below, but on pretty much any device, you can figure out how to check your screen time, which means how much time you're spending on that device. And then usually, companies like Apple and Samsung, they actually break down the different categories of things you're spending your time on. So they'll tell you if you're spending your time on social media, on work-related apps. They put all the different apps you're using in different categories, so then you can see what you're spending your time on. A lot of people end up spending most of their time on social media, YouTube, stuff like that. I know myself, I do that a lot. And so just checking your screen time is going to really help you a lot. And again, I'll put links down below, but you can always just Google how to check your screen time and then plus the name of the device you want to check it on, and you're going to find a really easy answer. So that was a pro tip I have for you. So let's move on to step number 2. So now that you have an exhaustive list of all the things you do throughout the day, we want to categorize them. And we can put these into 3 different categories. And the first category is essential. So these are the things that you must do really to survive, just to get by, like to have a basic standard of living, right? So you need to get ready in the morning, you need to make your meals, you need to go grocery shopping, you need to sleep, you need to work, this kind of stuff, right? Really essential. And you want to be quite rigid when you're putting things in this category and make sure they really are essential. These are not wants, these are needs. So that's the first category, is essential. The second category is non-essential. So these are items that you enjoy doing, they bring a lot of value to your life, but they're not necessarily required to, really live and get by, but they do mean a lot to you. They're very important to you. So you want to put those into that category. And the last category is unnecessary. So this is pretty much everything else. And so these are the items that when you're being honest with yourself, you don't really need to get by. They don't really bring a lot of value to you. You don't even necessarily want them all, but they're just kind of things you got in the habit of doing. And so all of the leftover stuff, they go into the unnecessary category. So now that we have everything broken down into essential, non-essential, and unnecessary, we can move on to step number 3. And before we do that, comment down below which category you think is going to have the biggest amount of items. Is it essential, non-essential, unnecessary? Which one do you think you spend the most time on? Go ahead and tell us in the comments below, and then come back later and see if you were right. All right, so step number 3 is identifying which items you can reduce or completely remove from your life, at least for the short term, so that you can then take the time you were spending on those items and reassign it to the project you want to do. In this case, it would be decluttering and organizing, but it could be any other project you're trying to accomplish, starting a new business, a hobby, working on a car, whatever it is, spending time with your family, whatever it is that's important to you that you're trying to accomplish. But we want to identify those things that we can greatly reduce or completely remove from our lives for a short period to give you the chance to work on your project. And so the last step number 4, is adjusting your schedule. So now that you've gone through and you've really audited everything you're spending your time on, and you've removed and reduced things from your life so that you have more time, now we need to readjust your schedule so that it is more optimized, so you can actually fit in time to work on your project. So this is going to look a little bit different for everybody. Everybody has different obligations at different times of the day, but the idea here and the end result that you're looking for and the end result that everybody is going to get is we want you to be able to create several times per week when you can have a solid 3 to 4 hour block of time to work on decluttering and organizing your home. Now, this is really important. If you just have like 30 or 40 minutes, you can make some progress, but you're going to make significantly more if you have several hours. And so the ultimate goal we have removed all those other things from your life is to give you the option to do that. You don't just want to say, I'm gonna free up one day and then go do this thing. You want to make it a consistent change in your schedule so that you have time to actually finish the project if it takes longer than you thought, and you're going to find that you'll probably have other things that you want to do after you finish decluttering and organizing. And so it's nice then when you have that consistent new free time to do other things that are important to you. Now for me, what that looked like is I started getting up earlier because I was able to go to sleep sooner because I was getting everything done faster. By going to sleep earlier, I was then able to wake up in the morning, and I found personally that I really enjoyed getting up at like 4:30 or 5 in the morning because I had several hours before anybody else was awake to do whatever I wanted. I was not expected to be doing anything else at that time, and so I could really be creative and work on different projects, go to the gym. I started going to the gym 3 or 4 days a week, and I could work out without worrying about someone texting me or emailing me or asking for help with something. So it was really powerful. For you, it might mean that you have more time on the weekends, or you have time to do something in the evening or in the afternoon. Everybody's schedule and everybody's life is going to be a little bit different, but the end result is the same, creating a consistent time for you to do things that are important to you. And once you've decluttered and organized one area in your home, you're gonna be super motivated to do the rest of it. And once you've done this, it is so freeing because for the long term, you're gonna be able to do more projects, spend more time with your family, doing things that are really important to you that you never thought you had time for before, just by removing and reducing items from your life that weren't really giving you much value and doing things more efficiently. So now you know how to find the time to get organized, but what about actually doing it? Well, I've actually gone ahead and written an 11-page guide that you can download completely for free. It's the link will be down below in the description, and it's actually this guide right here. It is the top 5 home organization mistakes you've been making and how to fix them right now. This is based on our experience working with literally hundreds and hundreds of families, helping them organize their home, the top 5 mistakes that everybody makes. And so if you download this guide and check it out right now, it's gonna really help you utilize that newfound time that you have to actually do something with it, right? So check out that guide, it's completely free. The link is down below in the description. And also, if you wanna join a community of like-minded people who are trying to better themselves and declutter and get organized, then check out our free Facebook group that is also linked down in the description. In there, you can network with other people, ask questions, and get inspiration from others. And we are also in there so you can ask questions with us and we're gonna respond to you whenever we get a chance. So go ahead and check that out down below right now. The link is in the description. So go ahead and check out these other videos on how to get organized and increase productivity in your life. And then also be sure to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm and share this video with someone who you think it might help. That's all I got for you. I'll see you in the next video.